Hey, what's up you guys? It's your girl Ashonda B and I am back with a new video. So in today's video, we are going to be doing a brow tutorial for you guys. So on one brow, we're going to be using the Pure Arch Nemesis 4-in-1 dual-ended brow pencil in the shade dark. And it has one small defined side and then the other side is just a thicker pencil. Then it also has a really soft brush on the tip of it. Then on the other brow, you guys, we're going to be using a Benefit Pomade. This is the shade 4, which is warm deep brown. And yeah, I'm just going to show you guys the difference between the pencil and the pomade because I do use both. So it's just a tutorial all in one on both of the products. Now we're going to be starting on the brow that we're using the brow pencil on, you guys, and you're just seeing me brush that brow down. My brows are kind of formed a little bit weird and my hairs go in like weird directions, so I just brush it down to make the top area look more visible before I go in with the brow pencil. And I try to use the smaller side because it's more precise. And just try to fill that in as neat as I can. Sometimes I go in with the middle, as you guys see me do, and I do really slight strokes just to fill in like the spacious areas where you can still see skin. And then once we get towards the end there, I try to make it a little bit darker because I like my brows to go from a slight ombre. And you guys are just seeing me kind of figure out how I want it to go. I usually use a cotton swab to like remove any mess ups, but I don't have any right now in this video. So I'm just using my finger and just trying to fill it in the best way I can and how I like it to be. And I also want to say that I started filling in the brows from where I started at and not literally from the front of the brow because I don't like to fill in the front of my brows. I like the front near like the nose bone to look more natural, and then as it gets towards the end, that's the parts that I fill in. So you guys are just seeing me not mess with that front brow area because I don't like to fill that in, and I don't like my brows to be really boxy either. That's just not a thing for me. So yeah. Alright you guys, so once I'm done filling in the top part of my brow, I go in and I brush my hairs up towards the top, and I go in and fill in the bottom part of my brow. So just like I did with the top, I don't start off right at the beginning of the brow. I start off a little bit afterwards because I want a more natural brow look, and then I just bring it towards the end. So just as you guys seen me do with the top brow and do slight strokes in this area, I'm just doing the same exact thing with the bottom brow, and I'm just stroking upwards instead of downwards just to fill in the like patchiness there. And then I go in towards the front part of the brow and add a little bit of a line at the bottom. I don't like to fill it in too much, as I said before, because we want the front part of our brows to look very natural and ombre out to the end and get darker. So that is what I'm doing, you guys, just filling it in and adding slight strokes. So after filling in that bottom brow, you guys, I just go in with the brush and brush my brows upward and make sure that all of the brows are flowing in the same direction, just so it can look nice and neat, you guys. And then you guys also just see me using my finger again to clean up the mess. As I said, I do recommend you use a cotton swab. It's much easier for you. Now, another benefit of brushing your brows is I feel like it may look precise before you brush it, but after you go in and brush it, some areas look pretty crooked, like you guys just seen me fix that little area. So yeah, I definitely recommend you brush your brows while styling them. It just helps you make it look like as neat as possible. Now I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Ease Drop foundation to actually clean up the bottom of the brow. When I'm not wearing makeup, I don't use concealer because it just gives you like a light ashy look under the brow. For some people that actually work and look good, for me it doesn't. So I use my actual foundation shade because it's the same shade as my skin tone, and just clean up that mess so it can look like I literally have on no foundation, no concealer, no nothing, just pretty brows. So Yeah, you guys, and I used the Eavesdrop shade 20. Now when I'm cleaning up the top brow area, I do not cover the full brow with foundation. The top area, I go in towards the middle and then fill it in towards the end of the brow. It just looked more natural to me, you guys. But now I'm just going to do the exact same process and brush the brows down so we can make a clean area to apply the pomade. I'll also be talking that through with you guys to show you how I use my pomade to get a nice eyebrow. So this is how the inside of the pomade looks, you guys. The peach area is just to dust off like excess products if you grab too much. I literally just tap this pomade. A little bit goes a long way. I feel like if you go deep into it, you're going to grab too much and your brows are going to look boxy and messy and like very smudgy. But this is how I fill in my brows with the pomade. I tap, I fill in close to the front of the brow, but not fully to the front of the brow, exactly like I did with the pencil. Then I just make my way towards the end. Now, when applying the pomade to my brows, it's not like the pencil where you can kind of like press on it hard for it to work. This, you actually have to go very, very light strokes or it's going to look very dark. It's going to look very dark. It's going to look very smudgy. It's going to give that very much old school brow look. And we know that the old school brows did not used to be popping in the back of the days. Okay, let's just say that it used to get very much boxy. And I feel like you have to be very careful with pomade. But you guys just see me fill that and do some slight strokes. Go in very gently. Brush the hairs up like I did with the pencil. And then just fill in the bottom part of that brow gently. And I just do slight strokes upward. Very, very soft slight strokes upward, you guys. Because I'm trying to make it as natural as possible. Now, you guys, I do want to say with pomades for my brows, I feel like my brows or my brow hairs for some reason is brown but has like a reddish undertone. And so I can never find a brow pomade that's exactly the shade of my brows. As you guys can see, it looks slight ashy. You can't really tell, but it looks slight ashy. But at the end, it does kind of blend out with my natural brows and look pretty good. So now you guys are just watching me do the exact same thing I did to the other brow as far as the cleanup process. I just literally used the Fenty Beauty foundation, clean up at the bottom, then we go to the top, right in the middle, and we clean from the middle to the back of the brow. So that's what I'm doing, y'all. Turn me inside out, make my heart beat, need no one else, you're all I need, personality, everything you do, makes me love, everything about you, your smile, your style, so fly, you can't deny, I got a crush on you, that's true indeed, I'm digging you, you make me believe. And as you guys can see, that pomade side of my brow color did end up blending out with my natural brow. So if you feel like you have brow color the same as me, then just go for something that's close to your brow color. Now I'm going to go in with my Juvias Place brow gel. You guys, I like to use this to keep a hold on my brows. But I feel like their actual brush that comes on it is so wide, like the hairs are so wide that when I use it, it causes flaking at the end of my brows, or when I wear my brows all day, it winds up flaking towards the end of the day. So what I do is I use it and I dab it on my brows, and then I use the actual Benefit brow brush and I just brush it up with that brush because it's a little bit more smaller and it's not so spacious as the other brush, so it doesn't end up flaking towards the end of the day for me. So once I'm done doing my brows, I like to examine them both and make sure they both match up. And as you guys can see, that left one there on the end looks a little bit longer than the right one. So now I'm just going to go in on the right one and add just a slight bit of length on there, just so they look the exact same. You guys, this is just a little hack that I do when I'm trying to measure out my brows. I try to make sure they line up with the end of my eyes, and if both of them do, then I know that it's perfect. But now I'm going to go in with the Benefit Background Bang Mascara. I know that this has nothing to do with brows, you guys, but I use this because I feel like it makes my brows pop for some reason. I'm going to show you guys the one lash that has the mascara versus the one lash that doesn't, and tell me if y'all don't think it makes the brows pop. I do, in my opinion. So I always put on mascara when I do my brows, you guys. Alright, you guys, so that is the ending of this video. You guys saw the results, and I gave you guys a brow pencil tutorial as well as a brow pomade tutorial. For the people who don't like pencils and for the people who don't like pomades, you guys have options. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and your girl is out. Peace out, y'all.